Basically, I was born in a Christian home. I went to church every Sunday with my family, and every Sunday, church was early, I got out of the bed and, just went to church and went through the motions. Didn't really like to get up early and just kind of sat there. And, my dad, being a big Christian, he would ask me, what did I learn from the service? And I would kind of, just take some things that I heard and tell him, and basically that was about it. I was a fan of God. I told people I believed, but really I was just faking it. I mean, I grew up and, I was faking basically being a Christian. I mean, I did some things that, I shouldn't have done that were ungodly, whether it being, drinking or, trying drugs or, stealing. A lot of things I'm not very proud of about my past. And really, my senior year of high school, I got into a car accident where someone hit me late at night. I was sober, the other driver was drunk. They ended up leaving the scene after my car had flipped 3 times end over end, and I was just left in the ditch. And luckily someone found me, and I came out of that accident, with barely any scratches, but I really shouldn't have survived or come out of that accident. And from that point on, I really I was like, God put me here for a reason. I have a purpose. There's some purpose I have in life. I don't know what it is, but God saved me for a reason. And, at that point, I was starting to change. And I got to college, and I went to lunch with some of my teammates to eat, and basically one of my teammates had asked me, are you going to heaven? And I said, going to heaven? I said, I didn't want to sound conceited because I thought I was a good enough person. I had never killed anybody or anything like that. I, followed the 10 Commandments, to the best of my ability for what I thought was I was living a good Christian life, but even though I was faking it. And basically I said, I don't know. And from that point on, I was mentored by one of my teammates, discipled and brought in to a Christian community, started to go to a Christian church. And a lot of my teammates brought me in. We had Bible study together, and I got mentored by a team chaplain. And it really has transformed me. And within about a year, I would say I've become a believer. And, when I was, faking it, I didn't have a relationship with God. I, just said I was a Christian, said I believed, but I didn't have a relationship. I didn't know about the Lord and what He does for us, and about the good news, and ever, since I started to grow with this relationship with God and believe, it's just been the greatest thing that's happened to me. Because like I said before, I was just faking it and, just living a life of destruction, basically, and emptiness. The game of football tests your strength every day. I think more than people even think, whether it be on the field, you're surrounded by a lot of, cursing, a lot of, you're just trying to perform for the coaches, and you forget all about God and Christ, and, you're ultimately out there, and everything you do in life, you're performing for God and trying to honor God. And a lot of the time that gets left out and forgotten about, and you're just trying to honor yourself and bring all the attention and glory to yourself, which all the glory ultimately belongs to God. and it challenges you all the time, you know, whether it be, you know, you go out and girls know you're on the football team, they throw themselves at you, you know, just to refrain away from, you know, having sex and all the other temptations that come with being a football player outside of the football field. And through those challenges, you really strengthen your relationship with God, and your faith just grows even more, especially when you have guys on the team that are true believers like you, and you can just come together and, you know, fight evil and Satan. I think having a group of guys on the team to just, you know, talk about God is just great. You know, I'm involved in the Bible study that we do every week, you know, just guys on the team. And, you know, just to know constantly that guys are, you know, holding you accountable for what you do, you know, all the time, and to help bring you along. And, you know, you can always grow and strengthen that relationship with God. And, you know, guys just constantly helping you grow. And, you know, you learn new things every day. And, you know, by, you know, you sharing your experiences with other guys and other guys sharing their experiences with you, you find out new things. And also, once you are a firm believer, you know, disciple and spread the word to guys on the team about God and all the great things that He just does for us. I would say the biggest impact God's made is probably saving me from a path of destruction. Like I said, you know, I was going down a pretty dysfunctional path, you know, starting in high school, where I basically lived my high school years to the fullest, and that included, you know, trying, you know, weed or getting drunk or, you know, stealing and just, you know, having sex with girls. There's a lot of people in the way that I hurt, and a lot of people that, you know, have helped me in this process. And I mean, without God, who knows, I might not be here, especially in that car accident. And, you know, I'm here for a purpose, and I know my greatest purpose is to honor Him on this earth. There's a lot of misconceptions about being a Christian, a true follower. I used to think, you know, when I was just, you know, a non-believer and just faking it, that being a good person was, you know, a good person was going to get you to heaven and was what God wanted you to do. And I didn't know what the true meaning of that was. And I think a lot of times what's forgotten is the relationship that you share or have with God, if there's one at all. I didn't have one, you know, before I became a believer. And, you know, I talk to God every day now. I, you know, just try and serve Him. He's a constant reminder, you know, for me to do the right things. And by Him being in my life, especially on the football team, has just opened my eyes to see great things and a constant motivator to just honor Him. And I mean, you really can't go wrong if you do that. And, you know, I think a lot of people think, you know, I'm trying to say, oh, now I'm a believer, I'm perfect, or people that believe in God, have a relationship, are perfect, and they're not. Nobody is. You know, only Jesus Christ was. And but I think we try and strive as Christians to be perfect, and I think that's what you have to do. You know, the more you look like Jesus or look like God, the stronger your faith is, and the better you are honoring Him. I think, you know, ever since I met Johnny, I think ever since, you know, just having a team chaplain, it's a constant person there to remind you, you know, on the field or whether you see him in the facility, to just, you know, okay, what are you doing? You know, he holds you accountable for things, and I go to him for advice a lot. When I have a question about the Word, you know, about the Bible, or about, you know, a question that someone asked me and I couldn't answer it, I just go and ask Johnny. And he's a person that just is a resource and helps facilitate my growth in, you know, my relationship with God. You know, he's just one big facilitator and person I can talk to all the time about anything. And I think he's really helped turn this football team, you know, slowly into believers. And that's great. And I think the movement's still growing because, you know, everyone on the football team isn't a believer. But I think the more guys are, the better this earth will be, and the better, you know, we'll honor God. Well, after football's over, you know, I'm not sure exactly what profession I'm going to be in, what I'm going to do, but I know I want to inspire people. I want to inspire people to, you know, go after their goals and their dreams and be passionate about them and just go after them and do them. You know, you can do anything that you put your mind and heart to, and with God by your side, miracles can happen. And just, I want to, you know, help inspire people to do that, help inspire people to, you know, believe in Christ, have a relationship with Him, and I just like to help people, you know, whatever I'm doing when I'm older.